I work with some of the top performing Etsy sellers on Etsy, and in fact, I work with over 150 different Etsy shops, and the difference between the ones that succeed and the ones that don't is the first 8 weeks. In this video, I'm gonna share with you guys exact week to week on what the top sellers are doing in order to bring their Etsy shop to massive success. If you don't get the first 8 weeks right, your Etsy shop will be put in a place where I like to call the shadow zone of the algorithm. This essentially means no sales and you're gonna be stuck not moving at all. So in this video, I want to take you week by week on what data points you need to look at, what information you need to start paying attention to, and what you need to do to steer your ship towards traffic. And traffic is going to generate those sales that you're looking for. I've made close to $5 million in sales with my personal business, and I turned my business to fulfilling and servicing other Etsy shops. So I get to work with a lot of Etsy sellers. And this is the channel where I get to share with you guys all the knowledge that I learned from Etsy. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification. All right, the first week, now we're gonna make some assumptions. We're gonna assume that you figured out the product research, you've done your keyword research, you have a system in which you're gonna create high quality listings. All of this are gonna be assumed in this video, okay? And we're also gonna assume that you're ready to grow your business and you're ready to work. On week one, the first thing that you're looking at, the first thing you're paying attention to is just creating as many listings as you possibly can. This is really important strategically, not just thinking that you create more listing, you're gonna get more sales. No, creating more listing gives you more information and data. And that's exactly what we're gonna look at week 2 and 3. So first week, create as many listings as you possibly can. This is why having a system on whether Photoshop or Canva to create listings is really, really important. Okay, week 2, we're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep creating listings, but on week 2, Etsy's gonna give us some unlocks. And that's advertisement. They're gonna finally give us the opportunity to advertise. And every single day I check and see, has Etsy given me the ability to advertise? Remember, we're gonna try to fast track Etsy growth. And the best way to collect data is when your listings are out there doing the work they're supposed to do, which is collecting data, collecting clicks, views, and so on, because all of that's going to be very important for our decision making. Week 3 is the first time that we look at any piece of data. A lot of people get really nervous when they start looking at data earlier on in week 1 and 2. They're looking at conversion rates. They're looking at how much sales they got. I don't even worry about sales in the first 2, 3, maybe sometimes even 3 weeks. Now, I might get some sales then, but I don't even worry about it. To me, it's just data, steering, posting, because sales are going to come. If you're making the right decisions, sales will come. So week 3 is the first time that I look at any piece of data. Remember, I'm also maximizing, during this time, I'm maximizing my advertisement on all the listings, maximizing, because I want to get that data. And once week 3 arrives, I look at first piece of information, that is views. Now, in the beginning of all this, like I said, we made assumptions. We've made assumptions that you created what I call a master list, right? A list of keywords that you're going to work off of to create listings. This is where we're going to start to interact with that list for the first time. Before this, we're going to treat every keyword equally. When you're creating a listing, right? Or when you're starting to create listings, you're treating, plaids the same way you're treating florals. But when you start to look at views, you're starting to see that, hey, the florals are getting a lot more views because you're in the summertime or maybe closer towards winter or holiday season, you're getting a lot more plaids and a lot less floral. So understanding which time of the year, it's really important that when you look at views, when you look at data, it's going to give you more information on what you should do at that time of year and not guessing. We're not doing any guessing. Week to week, we're making decisions based on what our Etsy shop is doing, and that's important. If listings are starting to get less views, this is the first time we're going to start to ignore keywords or delete them off our master list. So if the plaids are not doing well, we create 2 to 3 listings of plaids. And then if they're not getting any views, we're starting to delete the keywords, or you can just archive it because you might use that same keyword later in the year. And by the way, I like to do this throughout the year. Sometimes I'll have checkpoints and say, hey, fall season's coming up. Let's create another list, or let's work off of that list and see which keywords were not performing in the summer. Let's see if we can create some more listings or look at the data and see if it has changed since we've launched our Etsy shop. So I kind of do this throughout the year. And by the way, this is why it's really important that in the beginning of your Etsy shop, you create as many listings as you possibly can, because Etsy favors the first listings that come onto the marketplace. So if you can create in the first week, maybe 50 listings or 40 listings, you just have that much of a wider aperture to look at when you're trying to make decisions. All right, week 4, we're increasing budget. We're always increasing budget. And this is the first time we're gonna start to be a bit more aggressive with our list. Now, if you probably noticed, I'm not even talking about profit at week week 4. I don't even look at profit. The way I run ads, and this is what a lot of top sellers doing, we don't run them to make money. We run them to actually build listings or tell us information on where we should take our Etsy shop further. We're not even looking at profit until week 7. So this is really, really important. A lot of people think about profit way too early and they stun their growth really, really quick because they're not getting that valuable data. So at week 4, this is where I start to look at 3 pieces of data: views, clicks, and ad spend. Ad spend is actually one of the key data points that I actually look at, because that means there was enough people clicking on my ads, enough to spend my money. And Etsy has introduced that product to more people because more people were interested in it. Now, clicks and advertisement kind of work together, but advertisement tells me that Etsy's on my side with these keywords. Now, if the listings, I do not get any advertisement at all, and I'm starting to delete the keywords, I'm starting to turn off the advertisement off of those keywords. This is why I wait till week 4 to do this, because sometimes, some listings might start fast and the other ones kind of start slow, but then they take much faster pace in week 2 or 3 and sometimes 4. That's why I just let them advertise for a good 2, 3, 4 weeks before I even think about turning off any advertisement. All right, week 5, I continue to increase advertisement. I start turning off a bit more aggressively on the listings that are not getting any traffic or any clicks or spend. Now, on week 5, I start to look at my favorite piece of information. This is so important. I look at it as just as valuable as a sale. And that is the favor. The favor is super important because it is allowing you to essentially collect as similar intent from a customer as if they bought it. Because oftentimes they would favor it for future buys or future sales, or they're favoring it saying, I'm going to buy this, or I might buy this. They're both good. And so because of that, I treat them almost the same. Listings that have the highest favor and sales are the ones that I'm really starting to create more listing of and really start to put more emphasis on. And listings that are not getting any favors or any clicks, I start to turn off advertisement. And that's kind of the formula. The orders that are getting clicks, orders, and favors are going to be recreated or duplicated with more listings, and listings that get no favor and no clicks are going to start to be turned off on advertisement. Okay, I'm not saying orders, but I'm just saying clicks and favors. All right, week 6 is we start to calculate our profit. Now, we're not trying to solve it yet. We're just going to get information and numbers. On week 7 is when we start to think about adjusting it, but we'll get to that in a second. Week 6 is we start to look at our total order value. Now, the total order value is how much money that you've gotten or in sales. Then you divide that by the amount of orders that you got. And so that's going to give you a total order value. So for example, if we sold $100 worth of sales and we sold 10 orders, the average order value is $10, right? And obviously if 100 and then you sold 9, that's going to have a point in there. But the point is that you want to find out what the total order value is. You also want to find out how much money it takes you to spend on advertisement before you make that sale. So if your total order value is 100 or $10 out of 110, but it costs you $3 to make a sale, let's just say you're spending $30 on advertisement, that means your ad spend or how much money you're spending on an order is 30%. So you need to figure that out and then see how much your COGS are, cost of goods sold. And if it's say $7 and your advertisement is $3, you're technically in the negative because you're spending more money on fees. So you want to find those numbers. Or if your COGS are say $5 and your ad spend is $3, your profit is probably $1.50 if you're considering the fees. The point is you want to find this information and then you're going to go into week 7. And on week 7, we start to make decision on how to increase profitability so that we can actually start making money. We're going to do several things. We're going to think about how to increase order value and how to improve profitability. Order value, we want to think about upselling something. We're going to think about how to, if you're selling, say, dog collars and you are one of our sellers, how to better sell a leash. By the way, some of you guys have been asking how to upsell a leash more, and there's some really cool tricks that you can do. Make sure to email me if you're part of the seller program. If you're not, hey, check out the link in the description below. So whatever product you're selling, really think about how can I get the customers to buy this too? The second thing is increasing your profit margin. This is where you're going to start to look at favor chart. You see which listings are actually growing in favor. If there are listings that have plateaued in favor, They are not growing, they're just plateaued, and the ad spend is really high. I would start to make several decisions. Either you turn it off, which I don't do as my first decision, but that's up to you, or you start to think, how can I fix this listing? This having good traffic is having good momentum. Let me first look at my competitors and see how different I am, and see if the competitors are doing anything that I can copy and emulate. What can I do to the thumbnail that makes my listing a bit more inviting? Or what can I do to my offer? What can I do to my offer that when they click on the listings, they actually go forward with the purchase? Another way to do it is where you send a discount to people that have favored your listing. This is another great way to increase conversion, because a lot of people are favoring as they're going through it. But if you're the only seller that have sent them a coupon saying, hey, thank you for favoring. Hey, here's a coupon. Okay, so week 7, hopefully you made decisions to improve your profitability. Then check in with it on week 8 and see if your profits have improved. By week 8, this is where you create a schedule. You create a schedule of all the upcoming holidays, because at this point, you've created your listings that are going to generate you traffic and sales. Now what you need to do is set yourself reminders when you need to create new listings and introduce them to your Etsy shop because of the holidays that are approaching, or maybe trends. And if sometimes trends happen that are spontaneous, you want to jump in on creating that listing right away. But you create a schedule and make sure you set a timer, or maybe there's a certain time of the week or certain time of the month that you create your listings, and that'll be the time that you check in with a new list, or maybe update the list and introduce those listings to your Etsy shop. By the way, when you get to week 8, if you still haven't figured out advertisement and you're still unsure about what to do, check out this video, because I share with you guys what the top sellers are doing, how they see advertisement in a completely different light than most of the Etsy sellers that are out there.